Hi, my name is EJ Massa. I eat 500 pounds of popcorn every day. I love going to the movie theater alone, and I order a large tub of popcorn and I eat it all by myself. I like to order the seat in between the two handicap seats. Those ones are always free because, as we all know, people with disabilities hate movies. So I can eat a garbage bag full of popcorn in peace. But when I'm at home, I eat various kinds of popcorn, depending on my mood. And my mood is often bad, because I eat nothing but popcorn. First up, we have what I call everyday popcorn. This popcorn has no gimmicks, and you use whatever you have in your house. This is the kind of popcorn I make the most of. Into a pot goes a half cup of popcorn kernels. I use Orville Redenbacher popcorn kernels because they seem like the most consistent to me. Then I'll put in 3 tablespoons of olive oil. I use these large Kirkland olive oil containers. I feel like olive oil gives the cleanest taste over something like vegetable oil. Peanut oil is good too, but I prefer the taste of olive oil at the end of the day. Kirkland makes a good oil. They also make a mighty fine bourbon. Cheers. With the stove on high heat and the cover on the pot, I'll occasionally swish the pan around until the oil starts sizzling. Once it really starts popping, I'll occasionally shake the pan to hopefully mix around the kernels. Then into a big metal bowl, I'll dump the newly made popcorn. I put about a tablespoon of butter in the pot while it's still hot, melting it down. Then I poured some of that hot butter over the kernels and sprinkled just regular table salt over it. If you want better coverage, just get some popcorn salt. But you know, I don't mind slightly chunkier salt. It also has iodine so you won't get a goiter. I usually shake up the popcorn to distribute the salt, pour more butter on, sprinkle more salt, and then shake it up again. And there we go. Simple, everyday popcorn. It has a much more home-style taste, not overly buttery, but just a great everyday snack. And if I'm feeling like kicking it up a notch, I'll sprinkle on some Memphis Dust barbecue rub. The ingredients of this rub are as follows. This adds a sweet, herby, and gingery note to the popcorn, and it's one of my wife's favorite snacks as well. But look, if you eat a dumpster full of popcorn every day like me, the white whale of making popcorn is, of course, movie theater popcorn. And here's what I do to get pretty darn close to the experience of sitting alone in a movie theater between 2 handicapped spots, shoveling an ungodly amount of corn into my gaping, stinking maw. Again, into a pot goes a half cup of popcorn kernels. I'll put in 3 tablespoons of butter-flavored coconut oil. It's a bit pricey, but you get a good amount of it. And I feel like the flavor is exactly where I need it to be. It adds a buttery nuttiness that ties the room together. If you don't want to purchase sketchy oil from Amazon, you can get refined coconut oil from the supermarket, and you can get most of the way there. Shake it around occasionally while in the covered pan, and once it gets really poppin', you can shake it some more. And into my big metal bowl goes those golden kernels, which we will once again melt about a tablespoon of butter in the pan. You could use a tablespoon of that butter-flavored coconut oil if you want to get more of that thinner, oily taste, but I like the robustness of real butter. Pour that over the puffed kernels, and then we'll break out the secret ingredient, flavacol. Yes, the packaging of this yellow number 5 abomination looks like it's straight out of the 1960s, but it's pretty much a fine seasoned popcorn salt. I'll take 1/2 teaspoon of this, no more, no less, and sprinkle it over the popcorn. Shake it to distribute it over the kernels, and pour a little more butter, and finish sprinkling the salt and shake again. And that, my friends, is movie popcorn that will make a mockery out of the stuff you find in microwavable bags. And of course, if you want that blast of salty and sweet, nothing beats kettle corn, like the ones you find at the local county fair. And this recipe comes from Rachel Ray. You can tell that she eats lots of kettle corn because she looks so miserable, like me. Look at her! You know the drill here. A half cup of popcorn kernels go into the pot. This time, I'll be putting 1/4 cup of olive oil in there. The The recipe calls for vegetable oil, but look at how big this container of olive oil is. I have to use it up. Let it come to a sizzle, and then add 1/4 cup of granulated sugar. Now this is the important part. You need to shake repeatedly so none of that sugary stuff sticks to the bottom of the pan and burns. And also it's to evenly distribute the heat amongst the kernels. Once the popping slows down, remove from heat and use a spatula to help those sweet, sticky popped kernels into the bowl. Again, I'll use just table salt to sprinkle over the kettle corn, using a spatula to mix up the corn and salt. And sprinkle more salt and mix it again. Tell the ladies at the church fair they can retire because you have some great kettle corn right here at home. So there we go, popcorn 3 ways. And there's plenty of seasonings that you can experiment with, like taking a chocolate bar and melting it over like that Homestyle one I did before. You can go nuts, and when you eat a metric ton of popcorn every day like me, you have to get creative. How do you like your popcorn? Do you make it in a pot? Do you serve it piping hot? Would you eat it in a cot? Tell me, what's your thought? In the comments below. Until next time, bye.